this morning you find me at one of my most favourite places in Scotland, Loch Lomond. As many of you know, I completed the West Highland Way earlier this year, and thank you to everyone who sent me such lovely comments on the video I posted. Thank you so much. So I'm actually doing the West Highland Way again in September of this year, and I've been thinking of ways to make this experience ever so slightly different. So one of the options I thought about was along the Loch Lomond path, was taking the high road as opposed to the low road, which I did back in May. So I've watched a couple of YouTube videos, so there's lots of varying opinions I've seen so far. Some people saying it's really boring, some people saying it's super quick, it's lovely. So I thought, well, rather than just doing it on the day and maybe not enjoying it as much, I thought I'll come here today as a training walk, and I'm going to walk the high road, have lunch at Inversnaid, and then walk the low road back. So we'll see how we go on. Well, I was hoping for a nice free breakfast of some brambles, but as you can tell, since the summer has been so rubbish this year, there's hardly anything growing at all. So I've stocked up at the best honesty box in the whole of the West Highland Way, Ben's Bakes, which is just back there. Spoke to the lovely lady who was filling it, and she gave me an extra banana. Thank you very much. So me and the two dogs are on the way, and hopefully it's going to stay dry, but it's a lovely day for a walk, nice and cool, and randomly, considering we are now in the height of summer, it's colder today than it was when I did it in May. What's that about? So as you can maybe tell, it's a nice gentle incline up to where the two paths meet. It's not too steep, the path's pretty steady, a couple of loose stones but nothing crazy. And I say the loch is just through the trees. So I'm here at the junction of the low road and the high road. Let's go! So far I'm about a mile into the high road. I'm not sure if we go any higher or not. Certainly it's getting quite flat. So far it's a little bit underwhelming. It's like every other forestry track I've probably ever walked in the last few years. Hopefully it gets a bit better. We are not in Kansas anymore, Solo. No sign of Loch Lomond anymore. We are in the trees, but the path's still nice and flat. So found the viewpoint that everyone talks about. Possibly the last half decent view of Loch Lomond. So we'll just enjoy this for a second. So as you can see, the path is now sloping down a bit again. Solo's still whinging. From memory from last time, I do remember climbing up into the trees, but I can't remember if that was before or after the two paths meet, so let's find out. So just a word of warning if you're not Scottish or from the UK watching this and you need a pee-pee, maybe not use this as your coverage, because this is tick heaven, and as much as I am desperate for the loo right now, I'm going to hold it in because I don't want to pick a tick out of my lady garden. So we've started to go back uphill ever so slightly, again just a nice gentle climb, but how gorgeous is this in the trees. I would love to say it's super quiet, but you can still hear the A82 road coming across the water. I'm trying to think of a song title that has the word downhill in it. Like the opposite of Kate Bush running up the hill. I can't think of anything. Any suggestions? Put them in the comments. So we have arrived at where the two paths meet. So that's where the low path comes out. But we're not going that way, we're carrying on to Inversnaid. So let's go, boys. Come on. We just stopped down at the lochside there for a literally minute and a half, 2 minutes for Obi to get a bit of a swim, and the midges descended. It was as if one of them put out some sort of calling card to say there's someone down at the water, and they just attacked. So I was going to sit there and have lunch, but no chance. Let's get out of there. Oh, there you go then. Figure it out. There you go. Good boy. See the solution, not the problem. Okay, so it's a couple of hours later as we went on to Inversnaid and back, and we are at the low road home. And also it's a couple of showers later as well, as you can tell from the hair. Anyway, just noticed this really handy little sign that someone's put on the signpost, just in case you get lost. So, right, low road, let's be having you. So we're back at the water's edge. It was about maybe 15 minutes from where the paths meet down to this point. Just again, a really nice forestry path, nice and flat, nice big beautiful tall trees. Also past from the speedboat, here comes a wave. That's one thing also forgot to mention alongside this Loch Lomond section. You will have a lot of jet skis and speedboats throughout the day for company. So just bear that in mind, because it does get a bit annoying on the ears. Anyway, let's crack on. If anyone ever happens to be in Norway, pick up one of these. It's the Norwegian version of a Kit Kat, and it is quite simply the best, most fantastic snack you'll ever have. It's like a Kit Kat but with Dine Bar chocolate. It's so amazing. And also a little handy tip, on the inside they have this really cute little little message. So I'll stick it into Google Translate, and it's all sorts of hints and tips about your walks or your hikes. So like, don't be afraid to turn back and make sure you're prepared and things like that. So thank you to this company. Yeah, I'm not even going to attempt to say that. So it's definitely fair to say the low road is much more challenging, and there's a lot more obstacles to negotiate. So yeah, definitely use your hands a bit more, think a bit more about where you're putting your feet. Lots of tree roots, boulders, things like that. I can't say I've ever felt like I was going to drop off the edge into the water, but I suppose if you're not paying attention, you could easily slip off the path and end up in the bushes. So just take your time. Okay, that's us back at the high road and low road junction. Yeah, that was good fun. Probably took me a bit longer than I thought it might, but I say I wasn't exactly hurrying, so it was good fun. So all in, I've been walking for 6.5 hours, and I've done 13.7 miles so far, and I've got a couple more to get back to the car. So yeah, I think once I've calmed down a bit and got my breath back, I'll give you my thoughts on the high road versus the low road. Okay, so the high road versus the low road, what do I think? So the high road, first of all, was really straightforward. Paths were nice and flat and downhill quite a lot. Any climbs were quite gentle. Path was nice underfoot. So if I'm being honest... Oh, hello wee boy! Sorry for that rude interruption by my Labrador there. Anyway, yeah, so the high road. Yeah, so I think possibly if you're pushed for time, for example, if you were staying at Inversnaid and you were maybe behind schedule, that would be a really good path for you to take, because it's much quicker to get there. Cons to it. It was probably a little bit boring, if I'm honest. I think because obviously up here the views are so spectacular, and to miss out on so much of that, I would find disappointing if it was my first time here. Yeah, so pros and cons. So the low road, so because obviously I was doing it in reverse from what I did the last time, I definitely found it a little bit harder because I didn't realise when I was going north a few months ago, there were more sections that were downhill than I remember. So certainly today when I was coming back, I was uphill, so it was a little bit harder and definitely got the heart rate up a couple of stages. So yeah, but it's good fun. So the low road, it's definitely is more fun. You can scramble a bit, use your hands to get you up and down, and it definitely requires a bit more thinking. So yeah, so overall it's definitely the low road is for me. It's if you're looking for a challenge, that's the one for you. If you're looking for a definitely more direct route, straightforward route, the high road is definitely the one.